To Linda Burney, the Indigenous Australians Minister, who today, the day before the Prime Minister is going to announce the date for the referendum for the voice, she decided to appeal to the pity vote and then had the whole thing explode in her face. Tonight the ABC is airing a pre-recorded segment with Annabelle Crabb, who just ate up this Burney story, never questioning her explanation for something curious about the way she's been speaking lately.
My voice has changed. What's happened is I've had surgery that's affected my voice. I get too much oxygen in my lungs, so I need to expel that oxygen before I give a speech or go to question time. It has not affected me any other way except my chest.
Oh, how sad. It's quite sad. This surgery robbing Burney of the ability to speak freely. And look at her. I mean, gamely plugging on, pushing the voice. What a woman. But is it true? Now, Linda Burney is a very nice woman. I spent a couple of weeks with her filming a documentary, but she is also hopelessly out of her depth as a minister, trying to sell this voice, a kind of Aboriginal-only advisory parliament, cemented into our constitution too. She is so bad and now so nervous that she reads scripted answers to questions in Parliament about the voice, because when she doesn't, she can say the craziest things like this.
I have been to communities where babies are drinking sweet cordial instead of water because it's cheaper. And do not tell me...
Order.
And do not tell me that the proposition that the Prime Minister has outlined is not needed.
As I said then, that's obviously bull, because there's no way a bottle of cordial should be cheaper than a bottle of water. And there's no way we need a voice to tell mothers to, stop feeding their children cordial straight out of the bottle, apparently. But you heard Linda Burney's voice there, under pressure, hesitant, almost gulping. The kind of thing you might expect from someone extremely nervous, having a panic attack maybe. But on the internet and in political corridors, you can hear other whispers. Maybe she's sick. So Linda Burney decided to put out that story you just heard, her give to the ABC. In fact, she also contacted the Sydney Morning Herald and Age to reveal that she'd had a so-called mini stroke, followed by surgery for a hole in her heart, and so therefore this speech impediment. Except this time the reporter, Jacqueline Maley, checked her story and it didn't compute. Burney said this mini stroke happened in December 2020. It's actually the May before. She also said her right arm had been temporarily affected. It was her left. But more importantly, medical experts agree that this mini stroke, a transient ischemic attack that Burney had, actually leaves no symptoms after 24 hours. That's why it's called transient. And hole in the heart surgery doesn't affect your speech. And the doctor who actually treated Burney last year, senior staff neurologist at Royal Prince Alfred, he can't have been pleased to hear himself being blamed for Burney now speaking funny. And Maley reports that he this week told Burney she'd in fact made a full recovery with no residual deficit. And Burney is suddenly saying, oh, well, it's my medication instead. That's it. Now, naturally, the ABC is once again playing the race card to defend Burney. Take presenter Patricia Karvelis, pro-voice crusader. She last year, of course, hailed Burney as a legend. Well, this morning she suggested the gossip over Burney's health, the legend's health, was, racist.
Why is it becoming a problem, though? It seems kind of loaded with some prejudice.
No, Patricia. It would in fact be patronising and racist not to wonder why Burney has such evident trouble speaking in Parliament in defence of the voice she is being commissioned to sell. And it'd be racist to think that Burney, merely because her father was Aboriginal, should be protected when she is incompetent in such an important role. And the rest of us might now ask, if Linda Burney cannot even get the story right about her own health, how can you trust her to get anything right about this voice?